Hi, I'm Ellen Mole, President of the Toronto branch of the Pipers and Pipe Band Society of Ontario. Thank you for joining us for this final qualifying round of our knockout competitions this year. At the end of today, we will not only announce the prize winners of today's competition, but also the qualifying finalists for the final round of the knockout next month. So it's an exciting day. It's March Strathspey and Reel Day here today. Now, marches are very well known to all of us who are pipers or piping enthusiasts. Reels are also well known to all of us. They are both marches and reels are common to all the Celtic musical areas in the world, such as Scotland, Ireland, Brittany. But strathspeys are unique to Scotland. They're not played in other Celtic areas. And there's also one other musical form that's unique to Scotland. Do you know what it is? I'm going to let you think about that, and I'll tell you a little bit later. But meanwhile, let's talk a little bit about strathspeys. So strathspeys are dance music. They're commonly associated with Highland dancing, also Scottish country dancing. They're toe-tapping tunes with a very strong beat, ideally, because the dancers need to dance on the beat. And reels are also dance music, and so there should be lots of tapping toes and lots of enjoyment of today's music. We're going to start with the B pipers, followed by the A pipers, and then the professional pipers. So we're going to start with the B piping. The B pipers are going to be playing 2 parts of strathspey and 4 parts of reel. And our first competitor is Janelle Bird. Janelle is from Burlington. She learned the bagpipes as an adult. She's been playing for about 10 years. However, she is a musician in other types of music, and in fact, she's a music teacher and teaches mainly piano and voice. Her own teacher is John Cairns, and Janelle plays with the Peel Grade 4 band. And she's going to be playing today Dorney Ferry and Willie Cummings Rant. Thanks, Janelle. Our next competitor is Evan McConkey. Evan lives in London, and he's been playing for about 4 years. He's 15 years old. His teacher is John Cairns, and he also plays with the Peel Grade 4 band. Evan will be playing Highland Harry and Alex C. McGregor. Thank you, Evan. Our next competitor is Annie Jacques from Montreal. Annie was an adult beginner. She started learning piping about 8 years ago in her 30s, and she mainly takes online lessons from James McHattie and PEI. She is not currently playing with a band, although in the past she has played with the Black Watch Association Pipe Band in Montreal. Her tune today, her Strathspey, will be Maggie Cameron, and she'll play two-parted reels, The Angler and Sleepy Maggie. Thank you, Annie. Our next competitor is Peter Hummel. Peter's another adult beginner. He's from the Guelph area, and I believe he's a student of Tyler Bridges and plays with the Guelph Pipe Band. His tunes today will be Cuddy's Wedding, and the reel is Calabacan. Thank you, Peter. Our next competitor is Trent Harris. Trent's also from Guelph, and he also is a student of Tyler Bridges and plays with the Guelph Pipe Band. He is also playing Cuddy's Wedding for his Strathspey, but he's playing a different reel, Alex C. McGregor. Thank you, Trent. Next up is Caleb McPherson. Caleb is from Oshawa, and he's been playing for 7 years. He's 18 years old now. His teacher is Kirk Hill, and he plays with the Ryan Russell Memorial Pipe Band. Today he'll be playing Caledonian Society of London and Colonel D.J.S. Murray. Thanks, Caleb. Our final competitor in the B division today is Tristan Perry. Tristan's originally from the Niagara area, but he lives in Kingston now. He's 24 years old and he's been playing for 7 years. And he's a student of Tyler Harris, one of last month's judges. He plays with 2 pipe bands, the Princess of Wales Own Regiment and the Rob Roy Grade 3 Pipe Band. His tunes today will be McPhedron's Strathspey and the Real Calabacan again. Thank you, Tristan. So that concludes the B division for today, and it's got us in the Strathspey and Reel mood, and now we're going to add competition 2-4 March to the beginning of that and have a whole set from the A division pipers. Just before we do that, have you been thinking about what the other unique Scottish musical form is? It's pibroch. Pibroch and strathspeys, those are our 2 special things in Scotland in bagpipe music. All right, so getting onto the A division now. Our first competitor will be Andrew Collins. Andrew is from Oakville. He is one of a number of people who played in his youth, took a while off, and then has come back to piping later on when he has more time for it. He will be playing Millbank Cottage, Blair Drummond, and Mrs. Macpherson of Inveran. Thank you, Andrew. Our next competitor is Chris Bodden, and like Andrew Collins, Chris played in his youth and then took a little time off and has been back at it seriously for a few years now. Um, and he lives in Newmarket currently. He's originally from Almont, Ontario, home of those lovely small Highland Games at the end of August. Chris is a student of mine, and he will be playing Knightswood Ceilidh, the Shepherd's Crook, and the Sheepwife. Thank you, Chris. Our next competitor is Joseph Fisher. Joseph's from Michigan originally, and he's now living in Texas. And Joseph, I know that you've had some terrible weather down there recently, and I hope that you are warm and have power. I guess if you don't, you're not hearing me right now. Anyway, we are looking forward to hearing you play The Braes of Castle Grant, Delve Inside, and Sandy Cameron. Thank you, Joseph. Next up is Olivier Romeler from Montreal. Olivier has been playing for about 10 years. He started at age 19. and he's been taught by James McCaddy and by Xavier Beaudrieux from France. And Olivier is pipe major of the Black Watch Association Pipe Band in Montreal. Today he will be playing the Pap of Glencoe, Isla Ball, and John Garraway. Thank you, Olivier. Our next competitor is Laura Mullen. Laura is from Everton, Ontario, which is outside of Guelph. However, she does not play with the Guelph Pipe Band. She plays with the Eight Wing Pipe Band in Trenton. And her teacher is Josh McFarlane the pipe major of that band. And in the past, she was originally a student of Wilbert McCormick and then John Walsh. Laura is another one who took a long break from piping between her youth and her current passion for piping. She's been back playing for about 6 years. And today she will be playing Donald McLean's Farewell to Oban, Caberfet, and Dr. McPhail's Reel. Thank you, Laura. Our next competitor is Chris Scharf. Chris lives in Barrie, Ontario, and he also plays with the Eight Wing Pipe Band in Trenton. Today he will be playing Cantara to El Arish, Lady Loudon, and the Grey Bob. Thanks, Chris. Next up is Kathleen Lassiter. Kathleen is from London. She's a student of Gail Brown, and she's been playing for about 8 years and plays with the Guelph Pipe Band. Today she will play Leaving Lunga, Caberfay, and Delina Mackay. Thank you, Kathleen. Our second to last competitor in the A division today is Charles David Mitchell. Charles David is from Kingston. He is a graduate of St. Andrews College in Aurora, and he has a music degree in piping from Carleton University, and he's currently studying digital media at St. Lawrence College in Kingston. Today, Charles David will be playing The Craigs of Stirling, Lady Loudon, and Malcolm Johnston. Thank you, CD. Our last competitor in the A division today is Mitchell Arnold. Mitchell is also a graduate of St. Andrews College in Aurora, the piping program there, and he also has a degree in music and in math, and he's currently a teacher in the Waterloo Regional School Board. Mitchell is currently playing with the 78th Frasers Pipe Band, and today he'll be playing Verna Leith's Wedding March, Highland Harry, and Neil Angus MacDonald. Thank you, Mitchell. All right, we're going to turn to the professional piping competition. Again, they're going to be playing a march to Spey and Reel. In the A division, the competitors had to submit 2 marches and 1 strathspey and 1 reel. And in the professional division, they had to submit 3 of each category. And the choices were picked by the judge, Michael Gray. We originally had 6 competitors for today in the professional division. However, Dan Pislowski has moved to a new house recently and wasn't able to play in today's event. And Dylan Whitmore did attempt to play, but it didn't go too well, and he broke down fairly early in the march, so we felt that there was no point showing the video of what he did play. So that's bad luck for Dylan, and we hope it goes better for him next time. Good luck for Dan with his new house, but we hope he can fit in some piping for next time too. So our first competitor today in the professional division will be Brad Davidson. Brad lives in the Waterloo area, and he was originally taught by Willie Connell in his youth and has come back to piping in the past few years as well. He will be playing the 93rd Division at Modder River, Dorney Ferry, and Thompson's Dirk. Thank you, Brad. Next up is Ian K. McDonald. Now, I think Ian is well known to all of us in Ontario and indeed a lot of the world. Ian's originally from Toronto. He was originally taught by his father, John McDonald, who was also a very well-known piper in Ontario. And Ian has won the gold medals in Scotland. He's been pipe major of a grade 1 band. He's kind of done it all in piping. And so it's great that he's playing here with us today. He will be playing today the Abercairnie Highlanders, Lady Mackenzie of Gairloch, and John Morrison of Assynt House. Thanks, Ian. The next competitor is Tyler Bridge. Tyler was one of our judges last month, and so if you watched last month's streaming, you learned a lot about Tyler. Tyler's from Guelph. He was taught by Ed Nye, and he's the pipe major of the Guelph Pipe Band and also a professional music teacher at the Music Jam, the Jam Music School, I should say, in Guelph, where he teaches bagpipes and guitar. Tyler will be playing Kelly McCall, The Piper's Bonnet, and Cecily Ross. Thank you, Tyler. Our last competitor today is Daniel Carr. Daniel is from Owen Sound and currently lives in Collingwood. He's also a champion Highland dancer. He has just recently been accepted to start Teachers College in August, so that's great for him. And today he will be playing Major General Sir John Swinton, The Shepherd's Crook, the John Wilson setting of that tune, and Caw the Ewes, or Caw the Yows, however you like to say it. Thank you, Daniel, for finishing off today's competition. Um, we are going to hear some remarks from our judge today, Michael Gray, and then we're going to hear a recital from Michael Gray. And so before we do either of those things, I want to tell you a bit about Michael Gray. I think that Michael is very well known on both sides of the ocean, but you might not know, as I didn't, some of the details of his piping history. He started learning the pipes at age 13. His first teacher was George Walker of the 48th Highlanders of Canada, and Michael was a member of that band for 3 years. He also studied with John Wilson and has received tuition from Bill Livingston, John Walsh, and Captain John A. McClellan. Michael was a very successful solo competitor in North America and in Scotland as well. He's won tons of prizes, but some of the highlights of those are he has won the Ontario Champion Supreme Award 17 times. And he's the 4-time winner of the Toronto Branch Knockout competition, the very competition that he is judging today. I think that as accomplished as Michael is as a competitor, a solo competitor, he's also very accomplished as a bandsman and band competitor. He was a founding member of the 78th Fraser Highlanders Pipe Band, including playing with them when they were the first non-Scottish band to win the World Pipe Band Championship. He was pipe major of the Peel Police Pipe Band from 1995 to 1999. He was the pipe sergeant of the Toronto Police Pipe Band from 2007 to 2013, and he's currently a member of the Glasgow Police Pipe Band. As accomplished as he is as a bandsman, I think one of the things that he's most known for is as a composer of pipe tunes. He's a very creative composer, and his tunes and arrangements are played by many pipers and bands all over the world. He's published 7 books of pipe music, and he's released 9 recordings. And of course, he is a judge on our panel, and he is our newly elected president of the Pipers and Pipe Band Society of Ontario, and we wish him luck in that role. So without further ado, we're going to hear Michael's comments on today's competitions, and then we're going to hear some recital tunes from Michael, and then we will have the results after that. Enjoy.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for inviting me to take part in this round of Toronto Branch's Knockout and recital. I appreciate the opportunity to hear so many pipers play their best, and this contest was another example of all the good playing that's going on around us, even in the midst of this pandemic. So a couple of comments around how pleasing it was, how really nice it was here to hear a good variety of tunes. There and a lot of people are playing more modern tunes that were written in the last 5, 10, 15 years, and that's great. That means we've got a thriving, living form of art. I think that's what that means. The other comment I want to make is around technique from 2 perspectives. One is technique related to piping, and that is, how you wiggle your fingers and create the sounds that come out of the chanter. So I know I found myself writing the word crisp a lot on score sheets. And when I mean crisp, I mean precision of finger movements that create a articulation in how the embellishments are sounded and where they land on the beat or off the beat. And it's those 2 things, the interplay of those 2 things, that create rhythm. And doing that well makes really engaging music. And when we've got gaps or development areas, as some might say, in the Christmas, is something to work on, and it's something you can master with practice. So there's a motivation right there. I need to be crisper in my technique, so I know practice is going to do that, and it's it's certainly something you want to strive for and achieve. And the second thing around technique is the technique of recording yourself. Even with a phone, a very simple device, you can create, I think, pretty good sounds, deliver good sounds in what you submit to the contest. Just in basic video editing, I would go on Google. It's within the abilities of anyone to quickly tweak the sound that comes through that's produced by your phone. There's so many online contests, and they're really good. They're keeping us all going, and I'm grateful, by the way, for the chance to have some tunes in the recital, because it made me practice where I might not have played as much. So yeah, so I won't go on about that, but yeah, Google easy tips, video phone editing, something like that. You guys know how to use Google, just use it a little more. I think it'll pay dividends in the end. So thanks again, and enjoy your day, and stay warm.
thank you so much, Michael Gray, for your comments and for your playing. They were both very enjoyable. I'm going to turn now to the results of today's competitions. In the B division, in first place was Trent Harris. In second place, Tristan Perry. In third place, Peter Hummel. In fourth place, Annie Jacques. In fifth place, Caleb McPherson. And in sixth place, Evan McConkey. Congratulations to all of you. Turning to the A division results, in first place, Charles David Mitchell. In second place, Laura Mullen. In third place, Mitchell Arnold. In fourth place, Chris Scharf. In fifth place, Joseph Fisher. And in sixth place, Chris Bodden. Congratulations, everyone. And finally, in the professional competition today, in first place, Tyler Bridge. Second place, Daniel Carr. Third place, Ian K. McDonald. And fourth place, Brad Davidson. Congratulations all. So now, the moment we've been waiting for, the announcement of the finalists who will play next month in the knockout finals. We choose the 6 cumulative top scores for each division. And the order in which they have qualified is for the B division, Tristan Perry, Peter Hummel, Trent Harris, Annie Jacques, Caleb McPherson, and Evan McConkey. Congratulations, and we look forward to hearing you next month. In the A division, the overall qualifiers are Laura Mullen, Charles David Mitchell, Mitchell Arnold, Chris Scharf, Henry Palick, and Harrison Little. Congratulations to all of you, and we look forward to hearing you. And in the professional category, we had a lot of ties in the points. Qualifying first were Tyler Bridge and Daniel Carr. After them, also tied, were Dan Pislowski and Dylan Whitmore. And the final 2 qualifiers are Ian K. McDonald and Josh McFarlane. Can't wait to hear all of them next month. So the competition date is March 6th, and the streaming will be on March 13th. Be sure to get your pass for that if you're signing up for individual passes. And competitors who have made the finals, we will be in touch with you to confirm that you're playing. We certainly hope you are, because we're looking forward to hearing you. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you back next month for our knockout finals. And until then, stay safe. Bye for now.